Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. I wanted to talk about in this topic. Have you ever been through a life or death situation, or anybody you know experience a life or death situation? I wanted to share a testimony that happened with me in the late 2007, and it came out all over the news. I think I had the accident of the year. So sometimes and I was younger, I was like 24 or 23. Sometimes when we're not in the right path, man, or we try to rebel, I think they're telling me to go to church that Sunday, and I decided not to. And it was raining. I was going like 90 miles per hour, 134 and 137 Avenue and 14th Street Southwest. I took 3 palm trees out from the root of the ground. 3 palm trees that were 3,000 pounds each, like that. One of the tires of the car was on the other side of the street. They called the fire rescue. It took them 45 minutes with an electric saw. 45 minutes cutting the car in half. It's like if you get a beetle and you stick it in a sheet of paper and you crush it, then what would you get out of it? Just guts and all those things. Well, that's what happened to me, and I'm not calling myself a beetle, or wasn't riding one either, but going 90 miles per hour. Then when I hit the first tree, I lost conscious. Thanks God I didn't feel no pain. After they opened me with an electric saw, they found my large intestines came out. My stomach went through my diaphragm, was underneath my throat. I have a left femur in the left leg because it broke like a pencil. Considered the strongest bone in the body. Broke like a pencil. I wake up a week later I was in coma, and I had artificial chest tubes to drain out the liquids. I had artificial oxygen because my 2 lungs collapsed. Both of them collapsed as well. 1 rib went through my left lung, so it pierced through it. They had to take that out. And they had to sew my large intestines that they opened. They had to sew them back, and then they had to sew my diaphragm. The doctor said I wasn't going to make it twice, and my dad was just praying for me, and the people from church, they were praying for me. And, until I opened, I lost 20 pounds of muscle. I had a big pipe in my penis going inside for when I piss. And everything was so painful. I tried to get up, and then I was up seeing everything blurry because they had me on morphine, and I was pressing it as needed, as much as I could, but nothing could take away the pain. On Percocet, and I was very, very healthy in my high school years, and when I went to school, I was always into sports. I never drank or smoked. I didn't really party. But then after, I wanted to experience some things. And it's sometimes when you want to go to a party, or you're just living the crazy life, with no breaks. These are the things you go through, and I'm very, very lucky to be alive, and I'm grateful and honored to share this testimony. So I was 1 month in the intensive unit. The person that was to my right, she fell off a horse and broke all her bones. The person that was to my left, he got shot like 9 times. I lost 20 pounds of muscle. I had to eat. I couldn't eat for 3 weeks just straight from the IV. And it's like that same day, there was another accident that happened. And the people, they got hit. And just because their heads moved a little bit like that, and they die. Nowadays, people die from everything. And I went through, it was very, very horrible. Like when people come to visit me and just talk, from hearing the voices of the people, I thought I was going to die. I thought I couldn't breathe. Just from hearing the voices, I'll pray to God. It was so horrible. And, as time went by, I passed a lot of holidays in there, like Thanksgiving, Halloween, almost Christmas. Everything. I was in the hospital, and my mom, shout out to my mom, she was always there next to me by my side. She spent a lot of her time next to me. And that made me happy, my spirit happy, that she was there. I had the support. My dad would come when he could, when he was able to. He has a big ministry, and has to be responsible. He always put God first, but God told him that what happened to your son no es de muerte, sino para glorificar mi nombre. That's why he says when we are weak, he is strong, because his strength comes out in our weaknesses. How? In different ways. God is almighty and sovereign. And in the helicopter, I skipped a big part. Once they already took me out of the car, I couldn't go in the ambulance to the hospital. I had to go in the helicopter. They escorted me, and I lost like 3 liters of blood. So I was like, when I got there, they say that they remember me opening my eyes, and then I just knock out. And I lost so much blood. The police officers, they come and they knock on my where I was living, and they show my dad my underwears and my clothes. I was living with my mom for a while back then, with my clothes, my underwears, all full of blood. They had to cut it in half, and she almost fainted. I remember my stepsister, when she saw me, she almost fainted. It was so horrible. Imagine going through 3 palm trees and you're all completely crushed. And and my bone, I couldn't walk at first. They had to train me how to walk, start all over like a baby. It hurted so much. When I got out of the hospital, I was supposed to go to therapy. And I was hard-headed, so I never went to therapy for my leg. I just started power walking and forcing myself to walk and strengthen it the natural way. And that really held me back with my cardio, with my conditioning, with everything I've done all my life. And a lot of people remember me back then. They're like, oh, you used to be very, very big, but because they don't know the accident I went through. And thanks God, on top of that, I even had some blood clots. I had seizures in the hospital. But, God, really had mercy on me. And then, nothing happened to my teeth. He knew one day I have to smile, when I, in the future, or in my dates, or the future girlfriend, or whatever. He didn't let nothing happen to my face. My knee has a big scar. Underneath my 2 armpits, I have scars. Like if I got stabbed, my whole stomach's got scars. I got more scars than a veteran hero. But thanks God, I was able to recuperate. And the glory, that's why sometimes, when I run in the treadmill, I remember that I was probably not going to be able to do that. So I kept it like something that I do out of purpose and passion. I thought it's very important. Like after I'm done, you feel the endorphins, and I'm like, wow, I feel grateful, and I just close my eyes, or even with my eyes open when I'm walking, just thinking out loud. I'm like, thank you, God, for having mercy on me, because I was supposed to be dead, and I didn't come out. Like when you see me, it looks like I never had no car accident. He completely healed me. I was walking with a limp with my left leg for like 2 years. People were thinking, probably judging, oh, this guy thinks he's a pimp. They don't know I had a metal leg inside, and it was still, since I never went to therapy, it took longer to recuperate, but I had the willingness, potential, and I just decided to persevere and change my attitude towards things. And God really helped me, so I'm really happy. Anybody, the topic was of experience, the near-death experience. I've done it around 4 times. That was one of my accidents. Had a couple more, but my advice to you is that I read this book by some Australian dude called Nick something, that he was born with no arms and no legs, and he could surf. He's an inspirational speaker. He got married with a good woman. And I've always admired good women. I think they say, bad girls are no good girls are no fun. That's not true, man. I'd rather have a good girl that won't cheat on me, or a woman that has similar spiritual beliefs, than a girl that is just giving me a headache. And I know there's somebody very beautiful out there in the future for me. I date whatever now and then, but I'm selective when it comes to dating, because I could bring something to the table. Imagine nowadays, most girls, they don't, or a woman, they really don't know what they want. And even, especially the young ones are lost nowadays, but older women feel me. And but even like that, you see how as time goes by, how things change. And how society's gotten more corrupted. They even putting pornography on Facebook. You know, a lot of guys that are like, could be your grandfather if you're a female trying to hit on you and shit. You know, it's like, it's crazy, man. But thanks God, you know, that I'm alive. And thank you everybody for watching this video. God bless you. Miqueas, Georgi, Abdo accident. You check it on Google.